Retro final on Sunday here at Pembrey then. Tony Lynch on pole position. Look though at Dan Swayland in the escort as well as they get away from the lights. It is Lynchy who gets a brilliant start. Rob Buckmaster trying to go around the outside of Dan Swayland in towards turn 2. Switches to the inside line then, but Swayland's wise to that. The rear wheel drive Mutt 1 Ford Escort holds the line around there. And as they come through chicane, they're still 2 by 2. And Swayland has the inside line, locks up his front brakes, but somehow manages to hold on to second place. And now he's sideways through there as well. Proper retro rallycross style as Paul Smith brings up the rear of the field. So it is Lynchy once again at the front of the race. How many times have we said that in 2022? Unfortunately for him, we don't have Terry Moore for company. Those two were going hammer and tong here yesterday. It was a brilliant final in the Retro Rallycross Championship, and it is proving to be so once again here, especially in this battle for second place between Dan Swayland and Rob Buckmaster. Here is Lynchy though, of course won here yesterday by just 0.6 of a second over Terry Moore. It's looking like he is on course to do that again if he can continue extending that advantage out in front of this one, especially with these two drivers squabbling for second and third place. Through the gravel we go, the nimble, agile MR2 making its way through, followed by the Mark 1 Escort. Dan Swayland really seems to have gotten that car dialed in very nicely now. He's got some heat in the tyres, and you can see he's putting out an advantage over Rob Buckmaster. Just allowing himself to not succumb to any pressure from behind will just help him in the cause for driving a nice, comfortable race. You can see him still getting sideways, so definitely pushing on in this one. And you have to say the gap between the top two of Lynch and Swayland is coming down. So I wonder whether we are going to have a nice little battle here for the race lead in the Retro Rallycross Championship, because I have to say Dan Swayland really seems to be taking this one in his stride. I don't know if he's quite got the pace to close up onto the back of Lynchy. That MR2, as we know, is an absolute missile in a straight line, whereas the Escort seems to be a lot more sideways through the corners like that for Dan Swayland, really wrestling that Mark 1 Ford Escort. Rob Buckmaster in the front wheel drive Fiesta XR2 sitting there in third place. No theatrics like we're seeing from the rear wheel drive counterparts in front in this race, but nonetheless a great spectacle to watch as you see them hassling their way through the gravel. Lynchy getting that car lit up. The gap is still definitely decreasing between the top two here as we come through. Into the chicane we go, start of the final lap then here for the Retro Rallycross Championship. It's Tony Lynch versus Dan Swayland here for the round 7 final at Pembrey. Sideways from Swayland once again. The question is, will he be close enough to mount an attack on Lynchy before the race reaches its conclusion? Into the gravel we go. He's all over the rear spoiler like a bad rash, but I don't think he's going to have an opportunity to find his way through as he gets sideways once again. But Lynchy's going to do it, I'm sure. He comes around the final corner to take the win from Dan Swayland here in Pembrey.